blood vessels which carry impure blood or the deoxygenated blood from the organs towards the heart normally. And here they are thinner than arteries and their lumen size is greater than artery. And here the muscle layer we can able to see, and here we are finding the tough fibrous coat will give the coverage. Tough fibrous coat. But for an artery, elastic fibrous coat is there. Next, lining with endothelium cells. Here lining we are able to find. Veins, they are the thin blood vessels which carry the deoxygenated blood from organs to the heart. They are placed superficially underneath our skin. They are present and they are blue in color. Present in the subcutaneous tissue. Coming to the TS of blood capillaries, we are able to find they are covered with a thin layer of endothelium cells. Here, very thin layer, single layer of endothelium cells will be there, and lumen size we are observing here. And these, they are ending part of the arteries, and starting with any vein if you take, they start with capillaries. Any artery if you take, they end up with capillaries. Normally arteries, they carry the blood to the organs, and the veins, they collect the impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the organs. This will never change, so it is called as rule of thumb. But here there is an exceptional case in the case of pulmonary aorta. Here let us see the internal structure of the heart, and this blue color vessel which starts from the right ventricle, and when it comes out of the heart, it is having two branches, one leading to right lung and the other branch leading to left lung, and there the blood gets purified. So this is the exceptional artery, pulmonary aorta or pulmonary artery, which carries the impure blood or deoxygenated blood. For purification, it goes into the lungs. Normally the veins, almost all the veins in our body, they carry the impure blood, but here we are able to find two pairs of pulmonary veins will be there, which bring that pure blood or oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. So here this is what among the veins, here pulmonary veins are exceptional. Other veins they carry impure blood, but pulmonary veins they carry the pure blood. They bring that pure blood to the left atrium. Now let us discuss the differences between arteries and veins. Here arteries are the distributing vessels. They distribute normally the pure blood to almost all the organs. Next, here veins if you take, they are the collecting blood vessels. They collect the blood from different cells in the organs, and those veins finally they used to collect that blood and pour the blood into the heart. Next, arteries move away from the heart because they start from the heart and they used to move towards the organs. But veins always they start from the organs and they move towards the heart. Valves are not present in the arteries, valves are present in the veins. Normally these valves they allow the blood to move in one direction and they prevent that blood in the opposite direction, flow of blood in the opposite direction. Next, blood pressure is high due to thick and elastic walls are there for the arteries. That is what that blood flows with high pressure. In the veins, because of the presence of walls, continuous blood flow will be there, so the pressure in the veins is less. Next, arteries always carry oxygenated blood or the pure blood, and exception is pulmonary artery which starts from right ventricle. Veins normally they carry the deoxygenated blood. Exceptional case is pulmonary veins which they open into the left auricle. Next, arteries they end in capillaries, veins they start in capillaries. Next, arteries they are deeply seated in our body, but here veins they are present in the subcutaneous tissue. Next, arteries, they will not collapse whether the blood is flowing in it or not, but when the blood is not there in the veins, they collapse. Next, arteries further divided into arterioles, and here veins they divided into venules. Here it was shown. Artery end with arterioles and veins they end with venules. Veins they start with capillaries and then venules are present here, and togetherly they form the veins. They are round and relatively thick walled. Arteries are, they resemble like round blood vessels. Relatively they are having very thick wall. They are usually flattened or collapsed with thin walls. Whenever blood is not flowing, they used to collapse. And here the arteries, they are possessed with a small lumen, but here veins, they are having that large lumen. And arteries, they are reddish in color, veins, they are bluish in color. Why they are reddish in color means oxygenated blood only flows through the arteries. But here veins, they are bluish in color because deoxygenated blood flows through the veins. Let us discuss the circulation in detail in human being. Human being's heart is made up of a strong muscle called the cardiac muscle. Here cardiac muscle is present in our heart, and there are two circulations. One is the pulmonary circulation and the other one is systemic circulation. In the pulmonary circulation, here we are able to find that right auricle. This is right auricle receiving the blood from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. These two, they used to bring that deoxygenated blood from the anterior parts and the posterior parts of the body, and they used to dump the blood into right atrium. When it goes for contraction, right atrium, when it goes for contraction, automatically the blood comes to the right ventricle through the tricuspid wall, which is located nearby the right auriculoventricular aperture, which is guarded by the tricuspid wall. And the wall will be in the same position because of the presence of cardae tendineae. Once the blood reach to the right ventricle, when it goes for contraction, the blood rushes into the pulmonary aorta, which is shown with blue color, and this is what the pulmonary aorta. And here we are able to find that 3 semilunar valves will be there nearby the horizon. With the help of that, the blood rushes into the pulmonary aorta. When it comes out of the heart, it is having 2 branches. The right branch enters into the 3-lobed right lung, and the left branch opens into the left lung, which is having 2 lobes. Next, here the blood gets purified, and the oxygenated blood or the pure blood comes through the pulmonary veins into the left auricle. When the left auricle receives the pure blood with the help of 2 pairs of pulmonary veins, there ends the pulmonary circulation. Now let us discuss about the systemic circulation. When the left auricle receives the pure blood or oxygenated blood, when it goes for contraction, left auricle, when it goes for contraction through mitral wall or the bicuspid wall, which is located nearby the left auriculoventricular aperture, and the blood comes to the left ventricle. The pure blood enters into left ventricle. When the left ventricle goes for contraction, the blood rushes into systemic aorta. And this systemic aorta, where it starts, there again 3 semilunar valves will be present. And the blood goes in this direction, comes out of the heart, and it is having many branches which they supply the pure or oxygenated blood to all parts of the body except the lungs. And then all the body parts, they receive the pure blood when respiration taken place, cellular respiration taken place, carbon dioxide rich blood, again it will be collected by the veins, and from the posterior parts, the inferior vena cava, from the anterior part, superior vena cava, they used to collect the blood and they used to pour that blood into right auricle. So when the right auricle receives that impure blood from the different body organs, this circulation is said to be as systemic circulation. Now blood vessels and the circulation. Here Girolamo, history of blood vessels and circulation. Let us recollect some of the scientist name. Girolamo Fabrici, he is an Italian doctor. He observed the veins in the legs of people, and he observed in the year 1574 some valves which they allow the blood to move in one direction. He also observed that in the reverse direction the blood flow will not be there. See, if it is the blood vessel and valves, they are normally they are like this. Whenever the blood is allowed to move in this direction only, if it is moving in the opposite direction, immediately they will close. If the blood moves in this direction, these valves they will close. That is what his observation. Next, William Harvey, he observed the hearts of dead people and he observed that there are valves located in between artery, atria and the ventricle. Here this is one valve and here one valve, and this is what the tricuspid valve and this is the bicuspid valve. And here also he observed that the blood flow in this direction only but not in the reverse direction. And he also discovered the circulation in human beings. Next, coming to Marcello Malpighi, and he observed the wings of bat under the microscope, and he observed very thin hair-like structures and he named them as capillaries. Those blood vessels he named them as capillaries. So capillary is a Latin word which means hair. They are as thin as our hair. Pulse rate varies from situation to situation. While we are walking, it may be different while we are running and climbing up the stairs and all. For that, mastic stethoscope, one activity it was given. Let us take one short button like this. Next, take a matchstick and insert it and place it nearby this wrist area. Place it nearby the wrist area, and we observe that matchstick will start moving up and down basing on the pulse. Basing on the pulse, we used to find that this is what called as the matchstick stethoscope. Let us discuss about what is meant by cardiac arrest. Before that, the cardiac muscle which is present in our heart, it is a very tough muscle and it looks like a voluntary muscle and acting like involuntary muscle. So this muscle is very strong. And here now let us know about what are coronary arteries. A pair of coronary arteries which are supplying the oxygenated blood to the cardiac muscle. And coronary veins, they collect the impure blood or the deoxygenated blood from the cardiac muscle. And the human heart starts from 21st day of the embryonic development. So then onwards the supply of blood will be taken place. And now let us know about what is meant by cardiac arrest. Whenever the coronary arteries, they supply the oxygenated blood to the cardiac muscle, if at all the vessel is choked or blocked, if it is the coronary artery, if it is the lumen part is choked or blocked, then in time the oxygen supply will not be given to the cardiac muscle, so function of the heart will not be taken place, so which leads to cardiac arrest or heart attack. This is the instrument which we are using for measuring the blood pressure. This is the mercury sphygmomanometer. Here, by seeing the mercury level up and down, they can able to see the upper reading and lower reading. For a normal healthy human being, 120 by 80. Systolic pressure is 120 and diastolic pressure is 80. air sphygmomanometer. Air sphygmomanometer. This is also useful for measuring our blood pressure. Tie with a tourniquet above the elbow region. This is elbow region. Above the elbow region with a tourniquet, and if you start increasing the pressure by pressing this, then we used to find that the swelling for the veins we are able to observe very clearly. Swelling of the veins. See here, slowly the swelling taken place. Actually veins, they carry the impure blood from the cells of fingertips from here and towards the heart. So here the swelling occurs.